What is up, everyone? Welcome to week 2 of the YouTube PvP Championship, in which today I will be facing off against PokéDaxi. The YouTube PvP Championship is a tournament we're doing with 10 YouTubers like PokéDaxi, Jonkus, Swag Tips, Purple Kyogre, Daniel Z, and more, in which we will be battling and posting videos every week for your entertainment. If you want to know more about the format, please check out the previous videos I made on this. It will clear everything up. Link in the description down below. So anyway, let's get into these battles first. We gotta take a look at these teams though, which you do see on the right side of the screen. First glance, I'm thinking Politoed is gonna be my key to victory. It's my most safe Pokemon versus his squad, because Weather Ball just hits neutral damage versus everything. Besides that, I have the option of going Earthquake or Blizzard. Whilst Earthquake will be very, very nice for the Melmetal and Drapion, I did decide to go Blizzard because I'm very worried about the Noctowl, actually. The only answer I have for the Noctowl is Magnezone. And Magnezone is very risky to bring versus his double Mudboy and Obstagoon combination. So that will likely stay on the bench, so I need another answer for the Noctowl, which will be the Blizzard Politoed. Then I think Charizard is looking very strong as well. Really only has to worry about the Marshtomp and the Melmetal. Besides that, nothing can really one-shot it. And then Mandibuzz looks very solid too, because it really only gets hard-walled by the Sylveon. The first team I'm running is going to be Charizard, Politoed, Mandibuzz. If I don't run into a Charm lead here, I want to switch into Politoed to lure it out potentially, so my Mandibuzz can sweep. That was the idea with this team, but we end up having a very bad lead with Marshtomp. Basically the worst thing I can see for Charizard. So I have to switch out there, try to catch a Surf. It doesn't happen though, unfortunately, but they bring in the Noctowl. And I just go straight for the Blizzard. If this gets shielded, that's quite bad. But if it hits, it kills. And it does hit. He actually let it go. And that is so huge, because I can get my Mandibuzz aligned to the Marshtomp later, which is a pretty decent matchup. In comes the Obstacle now. So we actually didn't bring the Sylveon, which is good to know for the next matchups as well. Because of course this is a best of 5. And in a best of 5, you also always have to take information you gather in the first couple games into the final couple games to predict what they're gonna run later. So clearly, maybe he doesn't really like the Charmer. Anyway, I'm just gonna get countered down here. I did burn a shield with a Weather Ball here though, so I'm gonna come in with Charizard. Just throw the Dragon Claw. Immediately he catches this on his Marshtomp, which is a fine play, but also very fine for me. Because now that I've done this Dragon Claw damage, my Mandibuzz really only has to fire one move to kill it. I'm running Dark Pulse on my Mandibuzz instead of Foul Play, because Dark Pulse is better damage per energy. And sometimes Foul Play can't like two-shot Pokemon, but Dark Pulse usually can. So I just prefer it on my Mandy if I'm running Snarl. But we're running Air Slash. I usually do like Foul Play though. Yeah, in this case, Dark Pulse, farm down, and we're looking pretty good. The Goon is gonna come out here, but it's currently in a range where an Aerial Ace plus some Fire Spin's probably knocked out. I'll throw my Aerial Ace instantly. Not shooting my Mandibuzz though, because this Obstagoon doesn't really have many moves that can threaten me. Maybe Hyper Beam, but he definitely wasn't there. Yeah, do Aerial Ace, and now a couple Fire Spin. Should be able to take it out, and that's a good first game. My previous squad was pretty weak against Melmetal, so I'm expecting him to bring it this time. So I'll lead the Hitmonchan, and I'll Politoed and Charizard in the back. Because they are decent answers for a potential Sylveon, which I definitely wouldn't want to see in the lead. And I do end up calling correctly. We have the Melmetal on the lead. In comes a Frostlass switch. This is not great for either of my... Well, actually, it's pretty good for Charizard and also Politoed in the back. But the issue is it can still avalanche my Charizard and it almost dies. So I actually bring in my Politoed here, because I am expecting the Sylveon in the back with a Melmetal lead. He needs a really solid answer for my Hitmonchan. And on his team, that is really only Sylveon. Maybe Noctowl, but if it's Noctowl, my Hitmonchan still has a lot of play, because I do run the Ice Punch. I can easily take the Shadow Ball here, so I'm just going to no-shield this. And afterwards, I will be able to farm this down. And then once the Melmetal comes back in, I'll be able to fire off a couple Weather Balls there. Since he knows I don't run Earthquake, we're probably not going to see a shield. But that's very, very fine with me. I'm going to throw another Weather Ball. I might even consider switching out into Hitmonchan here, so I don't get farmed down. Maybe try to counter him down before I can switch. But Daxi actually pulls off a very fast switch into the Sylveon here. Really well done, because if he didn't switch that fast, I would have just countered him down, and that Melmetal energy would have been useless. I'm pretty sure he's only thrown like 4 Thunder Shocks though, so I think he's still 1 away from the Rock Slide. Which means I should be fine here. As long as he doesn't like catch a Blast Burn on his Melmetal, I should be very okay here. Which, since the switch timer is not up, it hasn't been 60 seconds here, I can just throw the Blast Burn safely, farm down the Melmetal before it gets to the move, and it's another good game. Next match, I played a little riskier with a Magnezone lead, since I'm not really expecting the Obstagoon or the Marshtomp in the lead, and besides that, it is very good play against the rest of the squad, and I'm pairing it with Politoed and Mandibuzz in the back to cover for those Mud Boys in particular. I end up getting a really good lead with Sylveon, and I bring in Drapion, with which Magnezone also isn't too bad against. I'm gonna go straight for the Wild Charge here, just in case they no shield, basically kill. Unfortunately, they end up getting the off-sync CMP tie, which isn't supposed to happen, so it's kind of a bummer, but it's still fine. I'll just farm up then and try to catch the next crunch on my Mandibuzz, which I do end up getting here, so it's really good. Hoping to not get a defense drop again here. I don't get a defense drop, so that's really, really good. I'm just gonna farm Ripper up here, and this should be a fine matchup for Mandibuzz here. I'm actually hoping he gets off like 2 more Sludge Bombs. Actually, 1 more Sludge Bomb knocks me out, so I guess I don't hope he gets another Sludge Bomb, but I do want to be as low as possible so the Sylveon can't farm me down. This is a very good play though by PokéDaxi coming in the Sylveon here, because the Mandibuzz really can't do that much, and he's saving his Drapion, which could still be quite a pain in the back for me. Since his Sylveon is Switch Lock now, this gives me nice farm for my Magnezone. This is just a Psy Shock, I don't know if you shield it. It won't do that much. It's gonna do a decent chunk though, definitely, because I am squishy, but not enough to really threaten me, so of course I can just let it go for the Mirror Shot here, and after this, I'm just gonna farm down this Sylveon. The Tech Drop really helped me there. Now I just go for the Wild Charge immediately, expecting the Drapion to come back out. But I think I could have probably just Mirror Shot it. Would have been enough. I'm just going to instant switch into Poly here. It is the Marshtomp. And even though I switched in a turn late, I should be able to outpace this thing, because it's 12 Mud Shots for 3 Weather Balls. And it's 14 Mud Shots for 3 Mud Bombs for a Marshtomp. So even though they're 1 Mud Shot ahead, I should be able to outpace, and two moves should be able to kill. Hopefully. If everything goes right, it should be possible. I should be able to win this. But it is still quite scary there. Very close to another move. But I do reach my Weather Ball before then. Does this kill though? This is actually going to be quite close. If this doesn't kill, maybe I should switch. But no, it does kill. And it is another good game. This next battle, I decided it's time for the Hitmonchan to come out again. And I'll pair it with 2 really good Charm Answers in the back in Ferrothorn and Charizard. The Ferrothorn is also really nice for the Mud Boys that I am expecting. Unfortunately, I pick up a pretty bad lead with Noctowl. But this is not horrible, even though I do generally lose it. These Ice Punches will still do a lot of damage, so it does shield 1 up. I'm going to try to catch a move here on Charizard. Charizard is very squishy, but I'm not going to shield it. I'm kind of expecting Marshtomp in the back, and if it is, I'm just going to get hard counter there, and the shield will be useless, so I no shielded, and it turns out to be the right call, because it is the Marshtomp. Charizard, basically just a sacrifice right here. I'll be able to Blast Burn it out. Does a lot of damage, but at this point, I'm just gonna let it go. Daxi did farm up a lot of energy here, which can be quite threatening for my Hitmonchan. So it's very good I brought my Ferrothorn, because I'll be able to just farm this thing down right now and get close to a Thunder to hit the Noctowl for some really hard damage. I think at its current HP of the Noctowl, I don't think the Thunder will KO, but if I get in a couple more counters, it should. I'll just go for the Thunder here. I haven't shown the Thunder yet. I haven't shown Ferrothorn at all, so I'm hoping he no shields, but he does shield. That's unfortunate. He's very scared of it then. If he shields that, he's very scared of it. It must be another Mud Ball in the back, so just switch into Hitmonchan, hoping to get to an Ice Punch versus a Noctowl, but no, the Wish Cash comes in. But that's fine. I can also just Ice Punch this. I've now brought it in a range where I can basically Bullet Seed down again and get to a Thunder. So that's the play at this point. This is a lot of health though, and this Wish Cash might get to a Blizzard, which would knock me out. So I'm shooting this up. Even though I'm expecting this to be a Mud Bomb, just in case it's Blizzard, I'll shoot it up. And it is actually a Blizzard, so it's a really good shield, because that would have definitely knocked me out. But at this point, I got the full farm down. I should be able to Thunder the Noctowl. And that should be another match. Yes, GG. Since that previous team worked so well, I'm just gonna run it again. This time I catch a horrible lead though with the Sylveon into my Hitmonchan. I switch in Charizard. They bring in Frostlass, and this is really good for me because I can win this matchup no matter what. Go for the Dragon Claw bait. They're expecting a shield. They actually no shielded. Good call. I will have to shield this now because this would kill me. And I really need to switch advantage here because I don't want my Hitmonchan against that Sylveon. I'm now able to farm down the Frostlass. And this puts me in a very good position, especially with the Obstagoon in the back. Charizard is also good against this. So I don't think Daxi was expecting the Charizard again, so I built weak to it. But luckily I decided to bring it again because it's truly showing its power in this battle. Just gonna keep throwing Dragon Claws at this point. I don't even care about baiting. Because this Obstagoon is basically dead once my Hitmonchan comes out. It catches your Dragon Claw on the Sylveon though, which is a good play. But now I can just bring in the Ferrothorn. And a couple Power Whips should be able to knock this out. These Charms really aren't doing anything. One Power Whip coming out on the Sylveon. This definitely doesn't kill yet though. But I think I can Bullet Seed down at this point, right? Actually, oh, I think I'd end up... Yeah, I no-shield this. And now I'm gonna stop attacking. Because I don't want the Obstagoon... Honestly, this was an unnecessary play. I just don't want the Obstagoon to get that much farm against me. I don't want them to farm me down and then somehow get to a Night Slash plus a Hyper Beam or something. So, I let him kill me. I bring in a Hitmonchan. And I should be able to just farm him down. Goes for the cross chop. That would not kill me. So I could have also no-shielded it. But just in case it was a Hyper Beam or something, I wanted to shield it up. It's just a cross chop. We take out the Obstagoon. We take out the Sylveon. We take out PokéDaxi. 5-0. GG to Daxi. Like, even though the score is 5-0, some of these battles were way closer than the score indicates. And I don't think he could have done much versus my Politoed and Charizard. Like, they just kind of ruin his team. So, well played to Daxi. Some very fun battles. If you want to see his perspective of the battles, I'll put a link to his video down in the description below. And I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks for the next episode of the YouTube PvP Championships, where I'll be facing R2 the Oldie. Alright, see ya.